There is this new event, Second Coming of Solaris, that just released today. Not sure what I need to do. Talk to Mati to find out what's going on. Ever heard of the Second Coming of Solaris before? Nope. So you don't know about it. Second Coming of Solaris. It's the fiction that everyone's talking about across Huanglong. It's been a bestseller for 3 weeks in a row. Its author is from the New Federation. It's his debut work, and he's already been named one of the top-earning writers in recent years with this single book. It rivets nearly all attention of our editors from the headquarters. They all enjoy reading fiction? Of course not. Some swooped in only to try and find the trick to write a top seller. But I can't deny that it's the best piece of work among all the candidates in recent years. I was taken on an epic adventure through the protagonist while I was reading Second Coming of Solaris. Oh, I got carried away. Let's turn back to our topic. We hope you could lend us some help. The Pioneer Association has reached an agreement on developing a game franchise based on the Second Coming of Solaris, and the production of the game is already underway. When is it expected to be released? And it is a spin-off game, cool. The development is still at a very early stage. The basic framework is complete, but we're still working on the production of a huge body of art assets. The dev team is still struggling to find a creative direction that enables them to recapture the grandeur of the world in the novel. In our meeting yesterday, a few colleagues mentioned that a well-traveled guest had just arrived in Zhengzhou. That is what brought me to you. Do I get early access to the game as a perk? But I never read it before. Oh my god, Rover, you're so cute. Of course, we'll let you know whenever there's progress in the game. Simply put, all you need to do is find us some real-world references that fit the descriptions in the novel. With these references, the developers can have a general picture of what the in-game world should look like. Alright then. You don't need to worry about that. We have a deep budget for the game, and you'll be well compensated. Alright, don't forget to include me in the credits. Oh my god. Special thanks. Let's begin with today's job if you're ready. Okay, so contact Mati to learn about today's scenario. Let me explain our job today. Okay. Cries of peddlers fill the market. A bewildering array of goods lined the shelves of every shop. We had a taste of a local drink served by the hotel. I was caught by total relief though my tongue stung a bit from the bitterness. Even on such foreign land, we feel safe and sound. We stayed there for 3 days to restore our strength before we reluctantly said goodbye to the city. This Tiancheng here is so much alike to Zhengzhou. You could even see it as a doppelganger. Maybe even as a copy. Anyway, the dev team wants an item that embodies this prosperity of Tiancheng, which is also a significant town scene in the game. Well, that local drink will suffice. If you happen to come across some samples, feel free to drop by. So we need to find a drink. I don't quite understand. Do I have any drinks on hand? I have some soup. I have some tea, and it's double happiness. Do you want some tea? I'm turning in local drinks. Alright then. I have tea leaves. Enjoying a cup of tea over chit-chats in an inn. Seeing the steam of hot tea does make it more vivid. This would be our dev team needs. I can even picture the lively Tiancheng right now. Some time passed while Mati was away to hand over the item. It's fucking tea. Thank you, that wraps up today's work. See you tomorrow. Okay, is that it? So, sea of flowers, golden insect, crownless, question mark, unforgettable dishes, mithril, burning jade of light. Yeah. So this is probably a daily thing, and then I'll just slowly turn in the items one by one. So, we're gonna come back to this tomorrow, and then the day after, and then the day after that. Alright, it's the next day, and we are coming back to Second Coming of Solaris. We just talked to Mati again, right? They passed right by a valley on the way to Mount Moor. It goes, we ventured through the valley as night fell. In the sole darkness of night, the sea of flowers seemed to fall nor. Pressed between petals and leaves, we walked as clothes uttered gentle friction. Pale and silent as it was, the night permitted our disturbing existence. No, I heard murmurs upon the waves, saying, "O travelers, O winds!" I could feel the tranquility, a relaxing scene as it is. But to think of what comes after this chapter, I slow down my pace. Anyway, we need the reference for Sea of Flowers, so we need to give her flowers. I have tons of flowers, so... Yeah, I have a lot of flowers, so you can have this one. It's beautiful, thank you for the work. I'll hand it over to the dev team. It'll be easier for them to imagine a sea of flowers with this. I'm pretty sure they could just go to the flower shop. There's like a shop right there that sells all the flowers. You could have gone there. Instead of just me picking some random flowers by the side of the road. Thank you, that wraps up today's work. See you tomorrow. So, yeah, we're gonna be back tomorrow for this event. Alright, we're back on the third day for the Second Coming of Solaris. As you can see, I'm doing this like 8 minutes before rollover. I nearly forgot about it. Yes, paid a visit to a mystic land. Autumn seemed to be permanent. Leaves and foliage were bathed in burning gold. As the sea breeze gently went ashore, a golden shower fell upon our shoulders. For once I caught a whiff of fragrance in the fallen leaves. It was only many years later that I realized it had been kind of a golden insect hidden in camouflage between those leaves. I'm probably not reading it correctly. I'm sorry, my bad. This is one of my favorite bits, so I got a bit carried away. Anyway, they want a reference. Alright. I hope I have it. If I have to find it, I'm fucked. I have 8 minutes until rollover. Alright, I do. Actually, the dragonfly is really pretty. So hopefully, that is it. Alright. The book does have elegant patterns. Thank you for your efforts. I'll deliver it to the team. Okay. Shoo. Give me my rewards, please. And thank you. Alright, that wraps up today's work. See you tomorrow. Yeah, available in 6 minutes, so at least I did it on time. Alright, I think it is day 4 of the Solaris quest. Something, crownless, I don't know. In this chapter, the true identity of the protagonist's nemesis is finally revealed. According to the book, it's a towering figure with rough edges like a statue. An aura of brilliant stars surrounded by this crownless king like loyal courtiers. It nearly compelled me to bow down. I gathered all my strength from falling on my knees. The crownless, the hatless, the big villain. Where did you learn that name? Second Coming of Solaris has received overwhelming favor for this part. Fans of this book call this mighty figure the Crownless. Maybe I have read the book after all. Really, we must have made a wise decision to pick you as our exclusive consultant. So you know the story. We want something to help the dev team picture the image of the Crownless. Alright, so is it an echo? Oh, it's the materials. Now you can have my lower priority ones. How peculiar. I'll hand it over to the dev team right now, thank you. Alright, some time passed. It's the same old. Thank you, that wraps up today's work. Big Brother. So you know the name? Many take Big Brother as a nickname for the Crownless. Anyway, let's call it a day. See you tomorrow. Alright, this should be day 5. Let me explain our drop today. It's lagging a bit more today for some reason. This chapter recounts how the protagonist met their destined companions for the first time. It goes, the most reliable way to find you a reliable teammate is not through good vibes, but a good fight. And when you're concerned about mutual faith, ask for a bowl of hot soup when you suffer hunger and cold in the wilderness. During such a hard time, someone offered a bowl of hot soup to our protagonist. Anyway, please pick a suitable dish as a reference for our dev team. If you happen to come across some samples, feel free to drop by. And I think I should have something in my bag. I did do a bit of cooking, right? You can have some of my, soup. I don't even know what soup this is. Okay, bye-bye. I think the soup is going to be cold by the time it gets to the dev team. Also, I don't know how long it's been sitting in my bag. Thank you, that wraps up today's work. Do you find these guys familiar? No, I don't know them. Anyway, let's call it a day. See you tomorrow. Yeah, and that is done. So we're gonna be back tomorrow. Woohoo! Alright, it is now day 5, I believe. So, yeah, I need to rush this again. In this chapter, they ventured all the way to the north and reached Mount Moor, preparing to meet the final enemy. Before their enemy showed up, the air of Mount Moor had already chilled the protagonist to the bone. It goes, obscuring the moonlight. Black clouds even made the mithril on the hills lose its sheen. Everything seemed to be flowing, filling my lungs like condensed ink. As I took my breath, I was dragged into darkness further. This part can never cease to impress me with a howling sense of despair, even after all my repeated readings. I can't help but wonder, what would induce such a sensational scene? And this mithril, what does it look like? Well, it says it shines as bright like a moon, and I don't know what it is. The black clouds had an overwhelming presence as they had swallowed the glow of the moon and the minerals. Samples of mithril will help improve the mental image of this chapter, I believe. If you happen to come across some samples, feel free to drop by. And I don't even know what mithril is. So it's basically just some random-ass ore. As you can see, I've done way too much random-ass farming. Alright, bye-bye. Some time passed while they were away to hand over the item, which is basically a rock that you could probably find anywhere. See you tomorrow. Alright, I kind of lost track of which day it is today. And I kind of forgot to do it yesterday because actually it's technically the same day. I just forgot that I forgot to do it and it rolled over to the next day, but there's like plenty of time to do it. So there's really no rush. Yep. Oh shit, I forgot to read it. We compromised to the overwhelming darkness. Sword and spear, wand and gem, all had shattered like broken pieces. We stared at the night, almost covered by the rising crownless. Its gaze pierced like a razor. We cannot retreat, even wielding the burning orb as our only weapon. March till the end if you're lost in the wild. Rip the moon apart if it fails to shine. This makes my adrenaline race. I cannot wait to see this in the game. You have to add grand, foreboding music here. It marks the climax of the first chapter. I have the same exciting feeling as you. I wonder what it would be like in our game. But with one issue remaining, what exactly is this burning orb? Though it appears in the previous chapters before, the writer has omitted the description of its shape and appearance. To reproduce the showdown, we're going to need a reference for it. If you happen to come across some samples, feel free to drop by. Honestly, I don't know what it could be. Oh, no, I want my drops. What the fuck, man? You can have this one. There's like 40 of them. I see. It matches the image of the burning orb in my head, but it doesn't look like it's burning, nor is it an orb in the first place. I'll deliver it to the dev team. They'll need it for the last scene. So, I'm gonna assume this is day 7, and I just completely lost track of time, because I'm pretty sure I thought yesterday was, like, the 5th. All chapters have been completed. The Pioneer Association would like to thank you for your continued support. Hope it will release soon. Same here. I'll let you know if we have any progress. By the way, Mr. Carl has heard stories about this. He would like to meet you, alright? I can't tell. You can ask him when you meet him. Anyway, our job here is done. But, the references you brought in made our developers' lives much easier. They'd like to come to you for more of this kind of favors. What would you say? Sure, why not? No worries, the Pioneer Association will pay you in full if you agree to help. Well, until we meet again. And I'm assuming this is done. Yep, we're all done here. But we can't claim all this juicy rewards. And that's it for the second coming of Solaris. I think it's actually quite a cute little game. You basically learn a bit more. You basically get like a bit of the lore about Solaris 3 through this little video game, which I think is kind of cute. And it's not really too taxing. If you play it, you pretty much would have picked up things here and there. You don't really need to run around and like go out of your way to pick up shit. So overall, pretty cute game. A little slow. The rewards are not that much, but I'm not complaining. So yeah, that's going to be it for now. I'm gonna probably farm these shitty things at 4 a.m. in the fucking morning because that's when the server resets for me. But yeah, see you guys on the next one.